Welcome back to the Blue Dragon Mining Channel, and today I've got a surprise. Well, several surprises. One, my new X11 board came in, which was this one here. And then I went and got the one that was broken that I tried multiple times to get working. It wouldn't work, and I plugged it in, and this happened. Yeah. They're both working. Well, the new one should have been working anyway, but the one I had that I couldn't get working before started working again, and I'm totally confused because I know I went through. So when something's not working, like power supplies and stuff, I go through an entire process of unplugging it, restart, letting the power fade out from the board, which is anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, depending on what it is, and then powering it back on to see if it'll work. And then if that doesn't work, disconnecting everything from it and see if I can get it work. Just going through eliminating all possibilities of what is causing the problem. I tried doing this and then hitting that on and off switch with everything disconnected, unplugging it multiple times, and it was one of those things where it would not turn on. I would hit the button, this would not come on. So I was quite surprised because the reason I plugged this in is I want to see because the LED light, that one right there, was the only thing that was on that let me know that the board was getting some power. But when I went to hit the on and off switch, wouldn't work. Wouldn't do anything, wouldn't turn on or anything. So I am quite, well, I'm happy that it works. I just don't understand what was going on. Now, the only difference between here and in the garage is that I was running 240 volt through the PDU into these server supply units. I'm not going to pretend to understand that or not, whether that had a real impact or not. That's the only difference between here and in the office right here is it's plugged into 120 at the moment. Maybe it just needed a long time to set. I don't know. I'm just really confused. So I bought a X11 board for nothing, basically. Or maybe not. Maybe it's something that will manifest itself, because I am going to take the previous one and I'm going to plug it back in and see how it works. To see if it really is working. It's going to have any more problems or not. And that was quite annoying, but it's still weird as how it happened, because it was just like working, and then the hashing on the boards was starting to go down, and then poof, just flatlined for the cards connected to this board. So I don't know. It's just weird. I'm not sure if, I don't know, maybe I'll just put in the new one and be done with it or not. But and just so I know which one was which, when I got the new one in, I wrote the date. So I wrote the date on which it came in, got delivered on it, so that I know which board it is. And this is, if anyone's watching this who's done mining or computer builds and stuff, you run into these scenarios where it's just something odd happens and you try troubleshooting, and it was basically something I can't explain at this point. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know what caused it. I guess I'll try it again. If not, if it does it again, I can swap out boards for that to do that. So I can get the backup power supply I put out there. I can get that off, put this back on, and add another card to that mix. Here we have the change back to the power server supply with the X11 board back there. So you can see here, this has still got the
ATX power supply. Didn't get a ZSX board to replace that with, but we got that connected over to the X11 Breakout board. That is the old board. For whatever reason, stopped working. I tried troubleshooting, and it's wouldn't work. And then when I plug it back in after I got the new board in to look at the LEDs to see if I could see a difference in the LEDs, it magically started working again. So that's annoyingly good, I guess. And as you can see here, we've got 3060, 3060 Ti, 3070, 3070, and a 1070 running in this rig. When I swapped out the power supply, putting that back, I also went in and did the new core lock, memory, GPU clock and memory clock lock in the flight sheet in HiveOS to lock that down and become more efficient. And what that ended up doing, I lost about 30 souls. However, the amount of power I saved is actually just slightly greater than this 1070 here running. Over here, as you can see, I have a new 6700 XT that I picked up locally. So these three 6700 XTs are running with the 6800 XT. They're all mining flux. I have not repatted the 1060 yet. And really awesome news coming out. I have won an Octominer X12, and that was from the live stream from Octominer with Red Panda Mining last week on Thursday or Friday. Everything's blurring together. It's the holiday season. And I won the X12 off of that live stream that they were giving away. They gave away an X8, an X12, and the brand new Octo tank for ASICs, which looks really cool. And I'm hoping to get one of those one day to test out. I'll have to buy that at some point. So all of this is actually going to go into the X12. I'm going to consolidate, have it all running in the same rig. I'm in the process of trying to get a few more 3070s type, 30 series type cards to fill out that X12. And so when I get the new X12 in, that'll be a big day. We will be moving that all together into one, and then I will set these open air frames aside until it's time I got more cards to fill those up. So right now, efficiency is the game, and these will all be consolidated into one rig, and that's going to be really awesome. I can't wait to get that up and running. And I'll probably, because of the size of the X12, I'm just going to lay it down for now. At some point, I'll probably go back and adjust the shelf height and set it up that way, probably. I don't know. It's awfully tall when you stand it up. Long. Now I'll probably keep it long ways. We'll see. But I'm really excited about that. I've been wanting an Octominer for a while. That was just an incredible Christmas present. I can't wait to get that in. Oh, and I do have another 3070. I have another 3070 that I won on an auction coming in. And even better news, I think I've sourced a really good supplier for some 30 series cards as well. So I'll be able to get those cheaper than what I'm getting them locally and off the auctioneer, off of eBay. Really excited about that. Can't wait.
Well, it broke again. Light comes on. Nothing happens.
Oh, come down here. I had to swap out the X11 board. The one that came back alive, the old one that had broke, that came back alive, died again. So when we left for some Christmas time, I shut everything down so that there's just nothing going on, and then came back. I tried starting it back up, and it did exactly what happened when it died the last time. It didn't start up. So I swapped out the old broken one that came back alive with the new one that I had gotten, and so that's back in there being used. I did get a new, used 3070 off of eBay. This is a blower style one in there, and then here's the NVIDIA rig going that you can see. I've got memory core clock locked on the 30 series, and only the core clock locked on the 2070 Super. Still working on refining things to get the best hash rate for the lowest wattage, but I'm happy with where things are at the moment. Update on this 2070 was in the mining rig that was in the kids' room to provide a little extra heat. However, that was making things too hot, and so I'll show you here in a little bit the swap out I did with what I'm doing in their room with that rig, which is out here being tested. Well, I'm done testing it and it's ready to go back in. I'll show that here in just a moment. Alright, I wanted to show the inside of this unit. I did have that 2070 in here, which was in the kids' room, and I took it out and I put the Vega 64 back in, which is it's the liquid one, liquid cooling, so it's got the going up here to the radiator and heat, which pushes it out. One of the reasons I like this card over what I had in there in the 2070 is that this one, it does better with pushing the heat out of this unit, which is great for the purpose of what I'm trying to do with it, which is heat the room on really cold nights. Now, something that's changed recently is that we got bunk beds for the kids, which has elevated them up off the floor and also put them in a different position in the room. So I don't need to run the heater, the miner 24/7 anymore. Basically, I only need it for when it's on those really cold nights. So what I've done is, I've set this back up so that I run the Vega 64, and I found, there's really not anything really profitable. The thing is I'm just using this and getting a little bit of coinage. So I'm actually, at the moment, when I played around with it, I experimented, I went back to NiceHash and set it up on through HiveOS, Autolycos 2, Autolycos chain, and getting paid out in BTC. It's not much. I mean, we're talking about probably 8 cents in the currently overnight if I left it running. I'll be back. Okay, crisis averted. No more crying child. Life is good again. So here we've got. So what I was saying was that the bunk beds being higher up off the ground, warmer in the room, so there wasn't a need to run 24/7, which I was mining flux with, which I do want to run 24/7. And so I put that 2070 Super, as you saw, back into the riserless rig, and it's mining away. This we're going to just run when it's on the really cold nights. Right now we got a warm snap, so it's not as cold. We don't need to have any extra heat in the room. So what this allows me to do is just run it, get a little bit at night for when we need it, and just, you know, balance out things for when it's really cold. So this is going to go back into the room up on the shelf and just wait until the really cold nights to turn it on, basically. And that's where we're at with this one. I do like the looks of this. It's just pretty cool looking. The lights up red, and it's pretty sweet. All right, that's all on this rig for the kids' room, and this works great. I mean, I could go out and get like a mini ASIC miner type deal, like a mini Doge or something like that, which would be more profitable. However, I don't want to spend the money on that right now. So that's where we're at on that. So this works just fine, and I only need it for the really cold nights, and it works great. If you enjoy this content, hit that subscribe button, like, and comment below. See you next time.